The problem is not your effort. The problem is your physics. You are in the gym trying to build a fire by rubbing two sticks together. You are applying symmetrical effort. 1 unit of work, 1 unit of heat. You stop. The heat stops. You are grinding yourself into dust, generating just enough heat to frustrate you, but never enough to start a fire. You are wasting 99% of your potential. Your body is not a campfire. It is a nuclear reactor. It is a system designed for exponential output, and you are trying to power it by hand. What if the problem isn't your effort? What if it's your leverage? This ends now. We are changing the physics. We are replacing the linear math of the grind with the exponential math of asymmetric leverage. This is the protocol of the chain reaction. In a nuclear reactor, you do not supply all the energy. That's inefficient. Instead, you supply one particle, the first neutron, which strikes one atom, which releases its own energy, splitting 2 more atoms, which split 4, which split 8. It is self-sustaining. It is exponential. It is 1 unit of input for 10 million units of output. That is leverage. Your effort is the problem because it is symmetrical. We are going to make it asymmetrical. This is a 3-part physics protocol. 1. The first neutron, the trigger. 2. The critical mass, the fuel. 3. The control rods, the containment. This is how you stop making energy and start triggering it. The first law of the chain reaction is the trigger. The entire massive exponential release of power begins with 1 particle, 1 neutron, fired with precision at the right target. In your gym, your brute force effort has been a cloud of useless particles. You are shotgunning your energy. You are doing 15 exercises, feeling the burn, getting a pump. This is just noise. It is unfocused. It is symmetrical. You must find the 1 particle, the 1 signal, the first neutron. In our system, this first neutron is documented progressive overload. It is the logbook. This is the trigger. This is the only piece of asymmetric leverage that matters in the gym. The act of adding 2.5 pounds to the bar when the logbook says you must. The act of fighting for 1 more rep than last time. That is the first neutron. It is the 1 signal of escalation that your body cannot ignore. It is the neutron strike that destabilizes the atom, destabilizes the system. This is the only signal that cuts through the noise. Your body is a system that craves homeostasis. It hates change. The pump is just noise. Fatigue is just noise. The only signal it cannot ignore, the only data that forces it to rewrite its own source code, is the proof that the environment is quantifiably more demanding than it was yesterday. The logbook is that proof. It is the external, objective threat. When your body receives this one, clear signal of escalation, it has no choice. It must adapt. It must split. It must release its own energy, the hormonal cascade, the protein synthesis, to meet the new, documented threat. This triggers the next adaptation. This is the chain reaction. Your entire discipline, your entire focus must be reduced to this 1 metric. Stop measuring the pump, stop measuring the fatigue, stop measuring the time. Measure the trigger. Did you beat the logbook? Yes or no? This is the leverage. This is the 1% input that forces the 99% response. All your other effort is a waste. If it does not support this 1 single trigger, this is the transfer. In your career, the man who works 80 hours is rubbing sticks together. The man who makes 1 phone call that lands the $10 million client, he has fired the first neutron. Be the trigger. You've just found your trigger. You are ready to stop making energy and start firing the neutron. If you are committing to this new physics, seal the pact. Hit the like button. It's not a click. It is your hand on the trigger. You have your trigger. The first neutron is ready. You fire it, and it hits nothing. It passes through an empty room. The reaction fails. Why? A chain reaction requires a specific environment. It requires critical mass. It needs a dense, rich, unstable fuel source, packed tightly together, ready to be split. This is the uranium. This is the fuel. Your effort in the gym, your perfect trigger, is useless if your body is not prepared for the reaction. This critical mass, this fuel, is your systemic readiness. It is your recovery and your nutrition. This is your fuel. This is the second massive point of asymmetric leverage. You cannot have an exponential reaction in a depleted state. You are firing neutrons into lead. Your effort in the gym is multiplied, or divided, by this one metric. The leverage of sleep. 8 hours of deep sleep enriches the fuel. It amplifies the chain reaction. It compounds the signal. It is the process by which your body enriches the uranium. It is when human growth hormone is released. It is when testosterone is synthesized. You are literally preparing the fuel for the next day's fission. 5 hours of sleep poisons the fuel. It dampens the reaction. It wastes the trigger. It floods the system with cortisol, a control rod you don't want, which absorbs all the anabolic signals. Sleep is your amplifier, the leverage of fuel. Protein is the raw material for the next atomic split. Hitting the trigger, the workout, without the fuel, the protein, is not a chain reaction. It is just damage. You are breaking the system. You are chipping the atom without splitting it. Stop treating your nutrition as a chore. Stop treating sleep as a luxury. They are not passive. They are active multipliers of your effort. They are the leverage. This is the transfer. The operator in the boardroom who is running on 4 hours of sleep is depleted. His effort is symmetrical. He is just reacting. The chief, the leveraged operator. He prepares his fuel. He sleeps. He is calm. He sees the one trigger, and he has the energy to fire it. Prepare the fuel. You have the trigger, the logbook. You have the fuel, the recovery. You fire the neutron. Strikes the dense, rich fuel. The reaction begins. 1 becomes 2. 2 becomes 4. The power is climbing. 10, 100, 1000. It is exponential. And now, you have a new problem. An uncontrolled chain reaction is not a power plant. It is a bomb. It is a meltdown. It is a catastrophic failure. This is your brute force effort combined with your brute force ego. More weight, more reps, no matter the cost. This is the uncontrolled reaction. And the result is always the same. Injury. System failure. Meltdown. The final act of asymmetric leverage, the genius of the system, is the control rods. In a reactor, these rods are inserted to absorb excess energy, to manage the heat, to ensure the reaction is powerful, but stable and sustainable. Your control rods are your technical execution. It is your perfect form. Control the reaction. This is the ultimate leverage. Sloppy form, ego lifting, is leaking radiation. It is wasted energy, effort, being focused on your joints, tendons, and spine. It is negative leverage. It is self-destruction. Perfect form is the control rod. It is a neurological act of discipline. It is your brain, the control room, forcing the energy, the signal, only into the intended pathways. It contains 100% of the heat, the tension, and directs it only to the fuel, the muscle fiber. It prevents the meltdown. It ensures the reaction is productive, not destructive. This is the difference between an amateur and an operator. The amateur just wants more. The operator wants better. He knows that power without control is the definition of chaos, not strength. The true discipline is not just firing the neutron. It is managing the exponential power that follows. This is the transfer. In a crisis, the brader explodes. He has a meltdown. The leveraged operator feels the heat rise, and he inserts the rods. He inserts his training, his logic, his calm. He controls the reaction. He uses the heat without being consumed by it. Manage the heat. This is the new physics. This is asymmetric leverage. The problem wasn't your effort. It was your math. You were adding. You must multiply. Stop rubbing the sticks together. It is time to split the atom. 1. The first neutron. The logbook is your trigger. 2. Critical mass. Your recovery is your fuel. 3. The control rods. Your form is your containment. This is the system. This is the leverage. Stop wasting your effort. Start triggering your results. If you are ready to stop making energy and start commanding it, subscribe to this channel. This is not a channel. It is your new reactor. This is the new physics. And for your final act, your first command, comment below. Reaction initiated. It is your signal that the old physics is dead. The cascade has begun. Now, shut this off. Review your logbook. Go fire the first neutron.